Okay. Just checking the IT here. Just making sure that we are live in the right place. Let's have a look. Oh, yes. Fabulous. Okay, brilliant. I think we're in the right place, so that's good. I think I'm in the right place. It is me sitting here on my own again, as usual. So if you are joining me, please say hello in the chat so I know who's here. Hi, Sally. Fabulous. Good. I'm not here sitting here on my own anymore. That's great. We'll just give it a few more minutes while people join. Have a bit of a slurp of my tea. Did you get anything from the sale, Sally? I was very restrained. I've only bought one stamp set from the sale, but it was my most favourite stamp set from the Christmas catalogue this year. I think it was the Christmas, no, it wasn't. It was the annual catalogue, wasn't it? I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Hi, Carol. Hi. Yeah, I was just saying, Carol, did you get anything from the sale yesterday? No, you resisted. Oh, well done, Sally. I was going to resist, and then I had a customer ask me to place an order. And so I thought, well, I've got to place an order anyway. Why not? Good, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, so I ordered the festive foliage. You know, the giant stamp that... you were naughty, were you, Carol? Oh dear. Yes, I've ordered that big background stamp, the festive foliage, because I think when I get to the point where I make my own Christmas cards, hi Sheena, it will go a bit mad, and I will I won't have enough time to do what I want. So I think that festive foliage stamp is just beautiful because it's really quick and easy to make a whole batch of cards in one go. So that is my plan, is to batch make loads of Christmas cards using that stamp set, and maybe embossing, or I don't know, we'll see, colouring in or something. So how are you, Sheena? How are you doing, Carol? Big rose background set. Oh yes. And the men's, yes. Oh yeah, gotta have the men's set. Hi Dee. Oh, everybody's rolling in now. This is great. We'll just hang on a bit longer while people join. If you're joining us, do say hello so I know you're here. That would be terrific. We're just talking about the stamp sale that was on yesterday and what people bought and what people wanted. Hi Jodie, hi. It's all very exciting. It was a good deal actually. 15% off was a good amount, I thought. That's good. Oh, I can see Mum's here as well. Susie must be here because the daisies have appeared in the corner of the screen. So, hi both of you. For those of you who are just joining now, this is, hi Mum. This is October 2021's monthly card club. So if you're watching on catch up on YouTube, that's where you are. We are just waiting for a few more people to join before we get started. We've got 4 projects to make tonight, and famous last words. They're all reasonably not quick makes, but they're all pretty okay makes. So hi Audrey. Oh, it's Audrey that's daisies, not Susie. Hi Audrey, lovely to see you. Yeah, so I'm hoping I might be able to demonstrate all 4 of the projects tonight, which would be lovely. And you can make as you go along. What you can do, the only stamping that's required is sentiments. There's no flowers or fruits or vegetables or anything this time, not like last month. So if you want to leave the sentiment stamping till after we finish, then That's absolutely fine. I can see Andrea's joined now as well. Hi, Andrea. Good to have you here. So yes, it's only sentiment stamping tonight. Everything else is pretty much paper and little bits and pieces. So if you've opened your kit yet, you will hopefully have discovered lots of little bits and pieces, including some very delicate flowers and butterflies, and lots of holly leaves, so for the Christmas one that we're doing. So yeah, just be careful with all the little bits that there are. It's just me tonight because Evelyn's at swimming again, but on Saturday, for anyone who's doing the Christmas workshop with me, whether you're doing it live throughout the day or whether you're stopping and starting or whether you're going to watch the whole thing on record, I will have two special guests in person to help me with the demonstrating. And then on top of that, I've also got one of my fabulously talented friends and customers, Amber, who has done some makes. Really bad internet connection, oh dear. Feel free to stop and start again, Andrea, if you want. Pause it for a minute, and then sometimes that improves your internet connection. I don't know. Don't ask me why that works on Facebook, but it does. Yeah. Anyway, so back to Saturday. So for those of you who are joining me on Saturday, yeah, we're going to have some bits in between the live bits as well. So anybody who did it last year will remember we had a live session in the morning, then we had some stuff posted on Facebook in between, then we had some more live, and then we had some more posted on Facebook, and then some more live. We're going to do exactly the same again. So there will be things to look at even in the breaks, or things to look at the next day, or whatever, whenever you want to, because both Evelyn and Amber have done some amazing projects for me, which I have photographed and loaded up to Facebook, ready to kind of pop up on Facebook in the breaks. So there'll always be something new and different to look at and new ideas. So hopefully that will be great, and hopefully we'll be able to be covering a real range of the different suites and projects within the catalogues as well, so that you'll get a real range of different things to watch. Okie dokie, right, I am going to put my cup of tea down for a minute, and yeah, let's get cracking, shall we? So we are going to be doing 4 cards tonight. We're still trying to avoid the theme of Christmas too heavily, as it is only October, so I am going with 3 standard kind of birthday cards. Hi Jan, and 1 Christmas card, okay? And then next month we will be full on unapologetically Christmas. So I've already designed the projects for next month. You're going to have a 3D card as well as 3 flat cards, and well, I hope you're going to love it, because I love the ones that we're making next month. So that'll be good. But for this month, we're sticking with greetings cards, ordinary standard, you know, birthday, thanks, sorry, whatever you want to put on there, whatever sentiment you want, plus 1 Christmas card, okay? So I am going to turn the camera around and put it down towards my hands, so that, and then turn a whole load of lights on so that you can see the projects that we're going to be making, okay? So, oh, who's crying tears? Who's not happy with the idea of not full on Christmas yet? Come on, camera, turn around. There we go. Okay. So here we are. Let's get some lights on the scene. There we go. Let's get some lights on. There we go. Right. Hopefully, there we go. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. So these are the 4 projects that we're going to be making. Let's get as much of it in the shot as I can. Get it up a little bit more. There we go. So let's look at them all individually, shall we? So the first one, the theme of these projects this month is very simple. The thing that ties them all together is just basically gold. Lots of gold. Don't know if it's just us, but you're freezing and repeating a bit tonight. Ooh, I don't know, Jodie. I'm watching it on on my tablet as well, and mine is sort of cutting in and out a little bit as well, but it doesn't appear to be doing that on the live stream, so I can only guess it's weather and connections, I guess. I'm sorry about that. Don't think it's my connection, because my live stream is not jumping around, it's moving fine, so sorry. Sometimes it does help, like I was saying to Andrea, it does help if you pause it and then you're watching a couple of seconds behind. That might be worth a try, or going out and back in again, possibly. I'm not sure. Anyway, oh, Sheena says hers is fine. Oh, well, that's definitely not me, not the recording end then, so that's good at least. Okay, so yeah, the thing that ties all these cards together tonight is gold. And just showing you how you can use the gold that's in the papers already to pick it up and then add even more gold to make it even more kind of rich and sumptuous a card, really. Mum's watching on her phone because it's frozen on tablet. I think everywhere's having weather problems today, aren't they? Lots of presumably that's what's interrupting the internet. Not that I know how the internet works, of course, but somebody I'm sure will tell me that's a load of nonsense, but that's fine. So we're going to use different suites, both from the annual catalogue and from the autumn winter mini. So we're going to be using a bit of each. This one is from, the papers are from, I can't remember even what it's called. It's called, let me find, I've got it in the catalogue here. Here we are. Here we are. It's from the Expressions in Ink suite. And I'll show you a bit more of the pages when we go through. So this one is the Expressions in Ink suite with gold over the top. Then we've got the second one is from the Simply Elegant suite, which lots of you did a product share with me and got lots of these papers and things. So I think this one you could translate into a Christmas card very easily. Even if you just remove the butterfly and change the sentiment, I think you could have that as a Christmas card very, very easily. So because these papers are just really, really lovely. Maybe if you put a red or a green background on there instead of the black, that would work. This one I have stamped inside as well. So if you have the stamp set, or if you have something equivalent that you could stamp inside, you could. Because it's black card, you're obviously going to need an insight. Andrea says my raffle ticket is £3.50. Are you telling me already that you've won? Okay then, I'll look out for it. I'll try and pull it out, I promise. Okay, then this is our technique card for tonight. So it's a kind of sideways easel card. So for those of you who aren't au fait with the terminology, if you like, an easel card is one where you have a picture, like you would have a painting, propped up on part of the card. So that's why it's called an easel card. So it's just, I don't know, what is that? I never know which way round these are, landscape or portrait. Anyway, whatever it is, it's an easel card. So that's what we're going to be doing. So you've got beautiful gold papers inside, gold papers outside, and then you can put whatever you want to put on the front, you can put on the front. I haven't got enough owls from the ephemera pack to give everybody an owl, although I'm sure some of you will have bits and pieces from this is the Blackberry Beauty suite, so some of you will have bits and pieces left over from the projects that we did in 5 Fancy Folds, so you can always add something from there, or you can put your sentiment over, or you can just leave the paper because it is beautiful. And you've all got different papers, so I haven't cut any of the papers for this card deliberately so that you can choose which combination you want. So we'll get onto that one in a bit. And then our final card for this evening is our Christmas card. So this Christmas card, I love this, and actually I have to also confess that I stole the idea of the background from Amber. This is the same beautiful paper that we used in the summer on our seashell cards, if you remember that. Evelyn demonstrated how we used blending tones over the top of it to give you that lovely kind of pink and blue effect of the seashells over the top, that sort of mother of pearl effect. So this is, I think it's called pearlescent specialty paper. If anybody wants to know what it is, do give me a shout and I will look it up properly. But again, add in the gold accents of the gold card and these beautiful little gold holly leaves, which I absolutely love. All my Christmas cards this year are getting these little gold holly leaves on them because they're just stunning, and so easy. Just a dab of glue and they just shove, you know, you can shove them under the back of anything at all. So so we're going to be doing this one. This one, you can either mount the paper plain as it is, or I'll show you, I have just gone over it with the blending brush, this one that we all had in January. So I've just gone over the edges with the blending brush to give a bit more definition of the notes and the staves around the corner, around the edges, and also it just sort of just gives it that bit more oldie worldy look. So a bit more of a kind of used bit of music, I guess, really. So that's what we're going to be doing for that one. Audrey's saying she can't get any sound. Audrey, I think that might be your machine, I'm afraid. I do apologise, but I don't think that's my end. Okie dokie. Right, so that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get started. You should have a pack of bits and pieces. Ignore my raffle tickets, they are spare ones. And I've kept them there so that I know if I pull them out, it's me, nobody else. So I obviously won't be taking the prize. So you should have a pile of card and bits and pieces like this. Let's start out with this one. Which is, as I said before, from the Expressions in Ink suite. So this is where the papers come from the Expressions in Ink. But I've teamed it up with the hand penned suite. So what I've done is I've used, I don't know if you can just see those in the bottom there. I've used one of the dies from the hand penned suite. Okay, so this is Expressions in Ink and the hand penned suite. So you are going to need, from your pile, go down as far as the pink card layer, and those are the bits that you're going to use. Now, the other thing that is not included in your kit tonight is any little things like this, any little sequins or little gems or anything. And there is method behind my madness, because what I want you to do is to rummage in your kit tomorrow, probably now, in your stash, and try and find either some sequins or some gems or something that have gone to the back of the drawer that you have not used for ages, or that you've only got a few of and you think, oh, I can't add that to a card because it won't go, it won't match. I have used, and that's why I'm going to show you deliberately, I've used completely random things to dress up my cards all the way through. Yeah, I wanted to show you what variety you can use, and how you can still get that lovely kind of glittery effect and just, you know, dress it up a little bit more. So this is the one we're going to start with. So you need your polished pink card base, which you are going to fold on the crease, and with the back of your scissors or a bone folder, you are going to just make that crease nice and rigid and firm. Put that to one side, and also your flowers you can put to one side for the time being, because the thing you're going to work on first is going to be your patterned papers. Okay, so you are laying them, as you can probably see just from the card, really simply, one over the top of the other. But you'll also see, if I hold it up, that the patterned one with the gold, the pink and the gold, is too long for the stripes. So you need to lay that on and glue it first, so that you can chop that bottom piece off before you add it to your card, okay? So, and you need to get it in the middle of your stripes. So I am just going to put a bit of wet glue down the edges of mine. You can use any glue for this, doesn't matter. Just remember though that you've got a bit of overhang at the bottom. So whatever glue you're using, you don't want to go right to the very bottom. Otherwise you'll find that the bottom part of your pink paper will stick to the table, or your scrap paper or grid paper or whatever you're doing. So I'm going to use my grids to try and even it up. So I've got three squares on either side left over. so that I've got it as square and as neatly as I possibly can get it. Stick it down, and then I'm just going to chop off that bit of excess. So let me just grab some scissors. I'm not going to use my trimmer for this. You could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just free cut it with some large scissors, so that it cuts in one complete motion. And then once you've got that, then the next thing that I would do is to add your stamped sentiment in, if you're going to put a stamped sentiment in. So I have stamped, again, this is to show you what you can do with the patterned papers, basically. So you can stamp directly onto our patterned papers as well. Just because you know, they've already got beautiful patterns on them doesn't mean that you can't add anything else to it. So I've got a thanks from this one, the hand penned suite. So I'm just going to add another one of those. I use loads of thank you cards. So I am going to stamp that on the bottom. Oop. And I'm going to use the polished pink ink. So tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush with the ink. Get the ink pad out the way before I stick my elbow in it. And I'm going to stamp it so that it slightly overlaps the pattern as well. So I've got a bit of pattern covered and a bit on the white, so that it looks like it kind of, well, it looks professional, doesn't it? It looks like it's meant to be there and it blends in. And then now that I've got that stamped, now I can add it onto my card base. And it should fit with a nice little border around the outside. Okay, so again, any kind of glue or tape, whatever you want to use, just round the edges, bit across the middle if you're using glue. If you're using tape or snail or seal or whatever, you don't need to do that, because it will hold it quite firm without. When I'm adding something to my card base, this is another little top tip, I always open my card base out, whether I'm stamping onto it or whether I'm sticking something onto it. The worst thing that can happen when you're card making is that the card base bounces back up at you. And what that does is it often will then either stick a bit where you don't want glue, or you'll end up with a bit of stamping where you didn't really want some stamping. So I always open up my card base when I'm putting anything on it, whether it's stamping or paper, gluing paper down, or layers, or whatever I want to add to it, so that I don't get that bounce back effect. Okay, so there we go. So that's, and then you can fold it over again so that you can see. So you could leave it like that if you wanted to. I mean, if you've got lots of patterned papers that you haven't you know, completely used, and you want to know how to use them up, just making the patterned paper the focal point of your card is a brilliant way to get a whole load of really quick and easy, beautiful cards. Add a bit of stamping or a bit of bling, a few embellishments, and you'll be amazed how quickly it becomes a really pretty card. Okay, so the last bit of this card for me is just to add my gold flowers. So all I'm going to do is just pop out the little bits, the little extra bits that still haven't come out from the die cutter machine. So this is the die from the hand penned suite. If I can get these little bits out. You might need the end of a pair of scissors or a pokey tool for this. A pokey tool is literally just a pointed tool that you can pick things up with, like sequins and stuff, or you can poke bits out with, hence why it's called a pokey tool. So just, these should pop out fairly easily, hopefully. Got some centres of that flower that's not going to come out, so I'm going to grab my pokey tool if I can find it. here somewhere. I know it is. There it is. So this is my pokey tool. It's just a really sharp pointed ended tool. I'm just going to poke out those centres before I add any glue, just to get rid of them. And I'm only going to get rid of actually the ones where the white paper backing is showing. I'm not going to bother to get rid of the ones where the gold is showing, because I'm quite happy with that. Actually, I don't mind if some of the centres are gold. I just don't want the white showing through really, so I'm just going to get rid of those bits. There we go. Stick the cover back on that before I stab myself. And let's get rid of those bits as well. Don't want those sticking to me. And then I'm just going to stick this on. So, I mean, you can stick it wherever, whichever way up, however you want it to. Again, I've put it just slightly over the pattern as well as on the white, so you get a bit of each showing through. What I'm going to do is turn it over so that I can see where there are the largest bits of paper. So where the joins are, hence why I didn't pop out all of these individual holes as well, because some of these bits will give me a bit of a surface to add a bit of glue. You don't need to glue the entire thing down. It's absolutely fine. If I'd have had patience, to be fair, I might have put the self-adhesive sheets on the back of the gold card before I cut them all out for you. But to be perfectly honest, I didn't have any patience to do that. So, but if you were doing this yourself at home and you were die cutting them yourself, then absolutely you could use the self-adhesive sheets that basically turns any die cut into a sticker then. So it makes it really easy. And when you peel the self-adhesive backing off as well, it quite often pulls out a lot of the little bits that you want to remove anyway. If you're using wet glue like I am, so I'm using the multi-purpose Tombow. If you're using a glue like that, then you can just leave it to start to dry for a few moments, and you will find that it starts to go a bit tacky, and then when you stick it down it will stick immediately and you will get a lot less kind of squashing out of the side. So if you just leave it for a few moments before you stick it down, you'll get less glue squidging out the side. But like I said, you don't need every single corner of this die cut to stick down. You just need enough to hold it in place. Because actually the Tombow or any kind of wet glue is going to be plenty strong enough to hold it in place. It shouldn't lift off the card when you send it or anything like that. And the fact that it's sort of slightly lifted up around the edges of the image actually gives a bit of movement to the card and a bit of dimension. So that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Okay, so all there is left to do then is to add a little bit of bling. If you've got any kind of bling in your cupboards, whether that is some diamonds or pearls or anything you've got at all really. I have got, tell you what I'm going to add. I'm going to add some of these. So you can see I've just got like a random strip. This is from the Wonderful Gems set, which I have had in the cupboard for ages. And there's not really enough for me to do anything major with. So I'm just going to add it onto this one card and just get rid of a few of them basically. There we go. So any kind of gem you can add on. See if I can find a different kind of gem for each of my cards this evening. As I've got quite a few different varieties in my drawer here. So that is card number 1. I'll take a slurp of my tea while people catch up. Let me know how you're getting on. Hopefully the video quality is improving a bit, although I have to say the one that I'm watching does keep sort of momentarily stopping, but it's not, it doesn't seem to be disturbing, interrupting the video too much. So hopefully yours is the same. Give me some thumbs up, and meanwhile, when you've finished, give me some thumbs up. Meanwhile, I'll get the raffle box out and we'll see if we can pull a raffle ticket. What number are we looking for, Andrea? 350. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, got some thumbs up. Goody, goody, goody. Let's have that one on the top as it's jumping out at me. 355, Andrea. Sorry, 355. So that's our first raffle prize. Tell me if you are 355, and then I will share the prizes choices with you, and you can tell me what you want. Yes, stop starting, but okay. Yes, up to date. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Okay, so yay, it's Carol. Carol, fabulous. Right, Carol. Hang on, let me write your name on the back. Where's my pen gone? Oh dear, hold on a moment. Bear with me. Right, here we go. Carol. Fab, right. There we are, Carol. So let's get the box out of the way. So right, we've got 3 choices, Carol. I have snowmen paper, penguin, penguin paper. I've got In Your Words stamp set, and I've got what colour is this? Pale papaya, beautiful ribbon. The very, very pretty, I can't think what it's called. Open weave, that's the word. Open weave ribbon. So which one would you like, Carol? We've got penguin paper, In Your Words stamp set, or pale papaya open weave ribbon. You choose, and I will stick your name on it. In Your Words is yours, Carol. Brilliant. I'm so glad you didn't say the paper. I've no idea how I'm going to get a pack of 12 by 12 paper to you, but thank you for that. That's fabulous. As I seem to have run out of 12 by 12 envelopes at the moment. Right, okay, so that's card number 1. So let's put that one out of the way. Let's go back to our pile of bits and pieces. Here we go. Oh, I've got a chocolate lolly here as well. Let's get that one out of the way. I'm quite sure when Evelyn comes back from training, she'll want that. So I better not eat that. Right, let's not do our Christmas card yet. Let's do another easy one before we go on to our technique card, shall we? So let's do this one, which is the Simply Elegant. So you're going to need the black cardstock, the Simply Elegant patterned paper, and again, people have got different patterns, not necessarily the same pattern as my card, if I can even find my card. Oh, there it is. So that's the card that I've done as the example, but you may well have different, as I've got. And if you've got different, you might have different coloured trim as well. So I've got silver trim, some people have gold trim, so whatever. Then you should also have a white layer for inside your card to be able to write on. You've got a postage stamp punched shape for your sentiment, and you've got a couple of butterflies, okay, which are going to need popping out, and actually mine's already, bits are already falling out of my butterfly, so that's good. So this is the one that we're going to make. I've got another bit of bling look in the corner, so which you can add or not if you want to, and I'll show you how to get the trim kind of curling behind as well. And it's not difficult, I promise you. Okay, so those are the bits that you're going to need. Let's put the card over here and some of the bits out of the way. Let's get all these little bits out of the way first, because the first thing you need to do is to fold and crease the card. So let's just do that first. Fold and crease with your bone folder or the edge of the scissors, whichever you've got, your card base. Okay, and then I think what I'm going to do next actually is I'm going to work on the inside first. So I've got my inside layer and I'm going to add a stamp to the inside layer. I haven't got a big enough block for the stamp. Oh no, I'm going to use a different one. That's a good idea. Let's use a different one. Okay, so I am going to use the flower from this Elegantly Said stamp set. So let me just find it in the annual catalogue. So we're on pages 68 and 69. Simply Elegant Suite is both the papers and the stamp set and the trim as well. The gold and the silver trim. It comes as a double pack. You get a reel of gold and a reel of silver all in the same pack, which is jolly useful. So, making a bit of a mess here now. Right, here we go. Let's find the ink that I need. So I'm going to use just plain old black Memento ink to ink up my flower. Again, tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. Lay my flower over the corner there. And I always find when I'm using black and when I'm using solid shapes to stamp, like the flower petals, that it's best to just leave it for a couple of seconds on the paper rather than just straight down and straight up as we normally would do with most stamping. I find it's better to just leave it in place if you can manage to not move it and smudge it, just for a couple of seconds before you lift it off, so that the ink has a really good chance to transfer across the page. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And while I'm busy stamping, I'm going to also stamp my sentiment. But again, like I said at the beginning, if you don't want to stamp your sentiment now, you don't have to. You can always do that later. So I'll have a thank you, I think, on this one. I'm big into thank yous at the moment in terms of the cards that I'm making. So we'll have another thank you because I just need so many at the minute. There we go. So I'm going to put my thank you in the corner because I'm going to add a little bit of bling to the other corner. So what's that one? Okay, so I'll just put my sentiment out the way for the time being. I'm going to add the inside layer first, and I'm going to use not much seal left on here. Might manage to get all the way around the card, might not. Let's see how far we can get before we run out. Oh no, it's all right, it's not doing too badly at the moment. Get a bit of glue off my hands from the last one. And again, your inside layer, in exactly the same way as your external layer will have, you should have a little bit of a border around the outside that's the same all the way around. There we go. So that's my inside layer completed. So now I'm going to do the outside layer. So the first thing is your layer of patterned paper, and you're just sticking it flat down, no 3D pads or anything like that, just stick it straight onto the card. Again, like I did with the other one, I'm opening it out. Just make sure if you've stuck the inside layer in and you've stamped on it that you've got it the right way up. But opening it out so I don't get any bounce back. And then just giving that little border again, and then sticking that layer straight flat down onto the card. And then I can close it up again. Okay, so the next step is your lovely trim, okay? There's loads of different ways to do this so that you get this kind of free-floating effect underneath your sentiment. And you can stick the sentiment flat down onto the card if you're concerned that your trim is not going to stay put. I'm not sure that you can see you might be able to see what I've done. What I've done on mine, oh yeah, if I pull it away a little bit. What I've done on mine is I've added a bit of tape, but I've also added a really decent amount of 3D pads under there as well. So I'm just going to wind it around my hand and then when I get the ends, just going to twist it around, and I might even tie a knot in it just so that I know that it is going to stay put and it's not going to kind of come apart under the back of the card. And then you can kind of pull your circles out a little bit so they're a bit more like uneven and stuff. I'm not tying my knot really firmly, because if you do, you'll find you get a bump underneath the back of the card, and obviously that is also not what you want. I'm going to trim off the excess, the little ends, still holding on to my knot, because I do not want my knot to come undone at this stage. And then I'm just going to lay it gently down on the card before I add a little bit of tape. So this is just, for me, this is just a bit of tear and tape over the knot so that I know it's stayed put. And I'm just kind of putting it off center and into one corner, if you like. And then to make sure that doesn't show, I'm going to peel off the backing from my tear and tape. So this is just double-sided tape. This is the Stampin' Up one is tear and tape because it's used for 3D projects. So it's really strong, and that's why I've chosen to use it to keep the trim in place. Because if I used ordinary double-sided tape, it's quite likely that it will come off after a while. It will start to move. So I find it's better to use tear and tape because it's really strong and it will keep it in place. Then what I want to do is hide that knot. So I'm going to hide the knot using my sentiment, just like that, just over the top. So I am going to put 3D pads on the back of my sentiment. I'm going to put quite a few 3D pads on here because I do not want it to move. As you know, I'm usually quite a thrifty crafter, and I will use up every element that I've got and not use any more 3D pads than I need to. But in this instance, it is worth going to town with your 3D pads, I would say, because once you've stuck it down, it then jams your trim in behind, and it won't come out. Even if your tape happens to come loose, which is very unlikely, it's not going to come off. It's quite rigid there, stuck behind. And then all there is for me to do is embellish with my butterflies, one or two. You may have one butterfly like is on this one, or you may have two smaller ones, as I've currently got. What did I do with my pokey tool gone again? There it is. Put it in a safe place and then can't find it. That's just typical for me. Oops. The light's going around as well. Right, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to poke out some bits of my butterfly wings. Just try and get as many bits out as I can so that I can add these on. If you've got you might have one of the tools, I know a few of you have got this actually, that is the die brush. So you can use the die brush with these as well. Any delicate die that's got lots of little bits, you could use the die brush with. So you just poke it out until you've got what you want. Let's see if I can get these out as well. I might not use this one actually. I don't think I will, so it's not coming out so easily. It'll take me to fiddle with it otherwise instead. No, I'm not going to bother with that second butterfly. I'm going to stick with just one, only I'm going to put it in a different place to the other card that I made. Let's just move those bits out of the way. So on your butterflies, when you're sticking your butterflies on, again, the same as what we did with the flowers from the hand pen suite, if you turn it over, you'll see that there are some spaces where there's more card than whole, if you like. Let me just turn that over so you can see. There we go. So there are some bits where it's really kind of obvious that would be a good place to stick a blob of glue because there's more glue and there's more card, sorry. And I want my butterfly to look like it's flying off the card because I want the wings to be, I want it to be 3D, to give that 3D impression. So I don't know if you can see that, but my wings are slightly curling, where I've kind of curled it as I've been pulling the taking the little bits out of the holes. So I'm just going to stick a blob of glue literally on the body part of the butterfly, so that it will look like it's kind of flying off the card. And you can put your butterfly wherever you think your card needs it. It absolutely doesn't matter where you put it. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to stick it there on the corner because my sentiment was a bit smaller than the big happy birthday sentiment I used on my original. So I'm going to cover up that empty space, if you like. And then I'm going to go rummaging in my drawers again for some different bling. So let's see what I can find this time. Oh, they're nice. How about those? Okay, so this time my paper has got bronze, copper kind of colour, silver and gold in it. So I am going to use the brushed metallic adhesive back dots, which again, some of you might have some spare from the 5 Fancy Folds, because we did have used some of these for that as well. So I'm going to use some bronze ones, I think, because they're just different, or copper. I don't know what colour these are actually. These are probably copper. I'm just going to stick a few. In fact, I'm going to have more than my one that I had on my original card. Just going to stick a few randomly around if I can get it off my finger. There we go. I think this is going to need 5, not 3. Once you get started with these, I quite often think, actually I need a few more. Still sticking with my odd number though. Odd numbers are best for that kind of more natural abstract look. So there we go. So that's 2 different kinds of bling that I've used already. And that's card number 2 done. So tell me how you're getting on. How is everybody doing? Are you keeping up? Yeah. Who's actually crafting along tonight? Is everybody crafting along? Or are there a few of you crafting and a few people not crafting? I think the camera's really struggling to focus on these cards now. I might just move them out of the way actually, because it seems to be struggling to pick up the gold in the paper. So I will move them out of the way a minute. Yes, Carol's crafting, Dee's crafting, fab, that's good. Yeah, Sally's crafting, oh good, loads of people. Fabulous, 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 that is brilliant. Okay then. Right, well in that case, shall we have another raffle prize? Mum's crafting, great. Loads, that's good. Okay, just going to see if I can put another, I wonder if another light would help as well. Ooh, is that a bit better? Don't know how long that one will last, because I only remembered to charge it at tea time, so let's see, that's better. Right, okay. Right, let's give it a little shake. Let's have that one there. It is number 350. Well, there's funny. There's funny. I know who that one belongs to. Well, you saw me pick it out, folks. It was not deliberate by any stretch, but that one belongs to Andrea. So, Andrea, do you want the penguin papers? Fixed. I know, Sally, it's terrible, isn't it? Sadly, it's not. It would be very wrong of me to fix, and so I don't. So we've got the open weave ribbon pale papaya, or the penguin and their friends paper. Which would you like, Andrea? Where's my tape gone? And for those of you who are joining me on Saturday as well, as far as raffle prizes go, there are loads, I'll just say, absolutely loads. Yeah, hopefully lots of you will win, because if you've opened your card inside your kit yet, for those of you who have opened your kit, you've got, I think, a strip of 5 raffle tickets, so loads of chances to win. Right, Andrea, what are we doing? Are we having ribbon or paper? Which one is it? Ribbon or paper, ribbon or paper. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's find the next card. We'll do the tricky one next. Well, it's not tricky, actually, it's easy, but we'll do the easel card next, for those of you who want to get ahead and grab bits out. Is Andrea still with us? Has she disappeared? Maybe she's run away. Don't know. You've upset her, Sally. She's disappeared now. Right. I'll stick in the label. I've stuck the label on my camera stand. Andrea, if you come back, tell me what it is that you want. If not, I'll choose one for you. Right. Okay. So this is the next one we're going to do. Easel card. So you are going to need, let me grab my pack of bits. Ooh. Here we go. So you're going to need to get rid of the Christmas layer. Everything else you're going to need. So you should have a rich raspberry card base that is scored in 2 places. That's deliberate, okay? So don't think I've gone mad. That is right, that it's scored in 2 places. You should have at least 3 different patterned paper sheets, approximately 6 by 6, for you to be able to choose what you would like on the front and what you would like inside your card. And then you should also have a stitched scallop frame as well for your picture to go on. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to decide which paper is going to go where on your card. So you, first of all, you need to decide what's going to go on your actual picture. What paper are you showcasing? And think about whether you intend to stick a stamped image or an ephemera or something else, die cut or something over the top, or are you literally just going to use the paper as the picture? I can't decide, because I really love the acorns. They are one of my favourite pieces in this suite. And of course you've got the reverse sides as well, if you don't want to use they're double-sided paper, so you can choose. So I think I might put the partridges in or whatever they are. They look like partridges to me. Actually, they're probably not. Their wings don't look, maybe. Anyway, I might use them instead. So I might have them as my picture. So I'll stick that to one side. And then you need to work out what you're going to have inside and what you're going to have. So you need a full piece to go on the inside of your card. And you're going to need a strip to go behind your picture. So you're only going to see the edges of your strip. Just bear that in mind when you're choosing your pieces of pattern, okay? So I'm probably going to use that one, I think, for my edges, for my strip. And I think I'll use my acorns for inside. Okay, so once you've decided what you're going to do for what, get your papers out of the way and let's go back to your card base again, as we've done with all the others. And you're going to crease in the same direction. So folding over and crease. And then fold the other score line over and crease as well. So you've got two mountains. So mountain in terms of your folds, okay? And that then, so it's like folded back on itself. So that gives you your easel shape. Okay, so it's really easy. If you're making one of these yourself, it's a standard card base. You have it scored in the middle to make the card base in exactly the same way, and then you score down the middle, and that gives you your easel. So it's really easy to do, really easy if you're cutting it yourself. Okay, so once you've done that, the first piece of paper that you're going to cut is going to be for the inside base. Okay, So let me get my trimmer and I will give you the measurements. So I've got enough room for all this on my craft table. Probably not. Let's get rid of some stuff a minute. Okay. So your inside base measurement is 9.9 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. And that is my standard layer for a standard size card. So I'll write it down here. So it's 14.3 centimetres by 9.9 centimetres. And for those of you who work in inches, which I know sometimes I do, no, I haven't got a clue what that is. I know that's very unhelpful. Anyway, right, so that is your inside layer, okay? So that's going to go, that's your full piece that's going to go on the base inside. Let's get that out of the way a minute. So we'll do all the sticking afterwards, okay? The next bit that you need is for your strip that's going along the back, behind your picture. So for that, similarly, and if you've got a pattern, make sure you've got the pattern up the right way as well at this point, I should say. So yeah, so the strip that you need to cut off, this piece is 7.5, so you're going to need it 6.9 by 14.3. Is that right? Have I even got that right? I think that might be too big actually. I think I might have lied there. Hold on. No, that is way too big. I'm thinking of a different size. So that is, it's definitely 14.3. But it will be half of 10.5, won't it? So what's half of 10.5? Anybody who's brilliant at maths? 5 point sort of 2.5. 5. Yeah. No, even that's too big. Why don't I just measure it? That would be a much better idea, wouldn't it? Much better idea. Let's measure the strip I actually did. So it is 4.5. Don't mind me. 4.5. Good job, you've got plenty of paper. Good job, I've got plenty of paper. So I'm busy willy-nilly cutting it away. Right, 4.5. So 4.5 centimetres by 14.3, which I think no, I haven't cut that off. So there we go. Let's make sure that fits, right? That's better. There we go. So let's write that one down as well. So 14.3 centimetres by 4.5 centimetres. So that is for your back strip. Okay. So let's get rid of all of those bits. Let's get rid of all these little bits I've chopped up and butchered, basically. Okay, there we go. Get rid of my spares. Right, okay. The last bit that you need is the bit for your actual kind of picture, if you like, the front bit. And I'm going to measure this because I'm bound to get it wrong otherwise. So this is 8.5 centimetres by 6.4. So that might be 8.4 actually. Let's just try that again. Yeah, I would go with 8.4 by 6.4 centimetres. Let's write it down before I forget. 8.4 centimetres by 6.4 centimetres, okay? 8.4 by 6.4. And again, just make sure you know where you want the pattern to come, what you want in, what you don't want in. I'm going to have that top. Oh, is that going to come? That's going to chop his head off, isn't it? That's no good. Perhaps I need to come over a little bit first. Let's take a little sliver off the side first. So I've got the right bit of the picture in. And then I want it 6.4 by 8.4. And that No, seem to have got that one right. I'm rubbish at measuring today. I don't know what's wrong with me, honestly. Let's try again, shall we? Let's cut the right side off. That's better. 8. Let's measure it again. See, I don't know why is nobody telling me when they're looking at the ruler on the screen that I can't measure? I don't know what I was looking at. Okay, let's start again, shall we? 9.4, that would be better, by 6.4. 9.4, not 8.4. 9.4. It's obviously one of those days today with my measuring and cutting skills, so let's get rid of those bits. It's a good job there's plenty of pattern on here. So let's go with 9.4. I want that end because I like the little black bird in there as well. So 9.4, there we go, by 6.4. I'm going to chop that off, I think. Let's just see which bit's going to... Yeah, I think we'll take that side bit off. There we go, that's better. That's better. Now I should have a couple of birds in there. Easier in inches. Yeah, you're right, Sally, it is easier in inches. I don't know why these projects particularly are measuring in centimetres. There we go. That's better. So now we've got the right size. Let's get those bits out of the way. So once you've got your picture, then you can bring all your other bits back together and start sticking things in the right place. So you've got your background to stick on the inside of your card. Just make sure it's the right way up. If you've got a pattern that it matters which way up it goes, just make the card kind of stand up so you can see which way round you need it to go. The same with your strip that goes across the back. If you're using leaves like I am, make sure that the stems are pointing in the right direction. If you've got your stems upside down, it won't look right. And then when you stick your actual painting bit, if you like, on your easel, make sure that's the right way around as well. So that's all we need to do next, is stick down all our bits of patterned paper. So just a load of wet glue I'm using on mine. So I can kind of slide the patterned paper into place. There we go. Believe it or not, today I have been designing my projects for our January card club and our January workshops. Can you believe that? I know, it's bonkers, isn't it? Okay. And I will tell you at the end of this evening, I'll tell you just quickly what my plans are for the next couple of months, and also for January, because I'd really kind of value your thoughts on my direction of travel, really. So sticking all your bits of patterned paper in place inside your stitched rectangle on your frame, so that you can still see the stitching and you can still see your scallops. And then once you've got all your patterns lined up, you're going to stick your picture in the middle of that extra kind of strip. So if I fold the card out, you can see you're going to stick it in the middle. You can stick it flat down if you want to, or you can raise it up if you want to with some 3D pads. If you raise it up, it does help for it to then stick behind your stopper that you're going to need to make to put on there. So I am going to stick mine on 3D pads. Now, top tip, only sticks glue or tape or 3D pads or whatever it is behind the bottom part of your painting that you're putting on your easel. Don't stick things behind the top, otherwise the card won't work and it will all stick in the wrong place and it will be a complete disaster. So only stick on the bottom third to a half of your painting, just like I've done, so that when you line it up, it's not going to go over this top fold. You only want it to stick where the patterned paper edge is, and you're just sticking it in the middle vaguely. That's a bit, actually that's not 100% accurate, but in the middle. And then you've got your easel, and it will stand up as it does, so you don't need to add anything. But on this one, on my first sample, I've added in just a little bit of a raised sentiment. So if I show you there, can you see underneath? I've stuck my sentiment, and that was just one of the die cuts from the ephemera pack that I didn't use again from the 5 Fancy Folds. So it's just a spare piece. But you can stick, I mean, you can punch out any shape at all to go in there. Or, as I've got on this one, you can just leave it as it is. And then you can stamp. So I'm going to do an Evelyn. I'm going to leave this one without my sentiment piece, my stopper, because I'm going to decide who I'm going to send it to for what occasion. Then I'm going to stamp on my piece of card or my die cut or whatever image. And so when I know what size I need it to be, then I will add it onto the card, because if I do a bigger sentiment than this, then I will, I'll need a bigger piece of card. So I'm going to leave my sentiment, and hence why you don't have a sentiment punched shape or die cut shape in your pack. It's so that you can add your own depending on what sentiment you want to put on there. I hope that makes sense. And if you've chosen a less patterned a less pictorial piece of paper, shall we say, for your actual painting, then you might want to add on a die cut image or a stamped image, or you could even just put your sentiment on there, to be honest, and put a flower down here, or a shape, a star, or a snowflake if you're doing a Christmas one, or whatever you wanted to do really. But you could just add the sentiment on the actual easel part if you wanted to, on the actual kind of painting bit, if you liked. Okay, so that is card number 3. Let me know if you're keeping up, how you're getting on. I think Andrea must have been cut off by the Wi-Fi maybe, as she doesn't seem to have come back. So I think I will put her over to one side so that I don't forget to stick her name on a prize. So yeah, how are people getting on? Let me know. Did I show you? Oh, we got some thumbs up. That's good. Let me show you where this suite is within the catalogue as well. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. Stuck together. Okay, so this is the Blackberry Beauty Suite from the mini catalogue. So from the Christmas one, this one, the mini. It is page 44. Some of the project ideas, and then the products are all on page 45. So that's where all these beautiful, beautiful papers are. You've also got stamps and dies to match. Those of you who did 5 Fancy Folds also had half a pack of ephemera, and some of the lovely gold edged ribbon. And you also had a piece in your pack of gold shimmer vellum as well. So if anybody's made anything with their gold shimmer vellum, I'd love to see it. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I intend to use mine on some of my Christmas projects. But that's where this suite is. It's in the Christmas mini catalogue, if you're looking for it. Okay. All right. Okay then. So we're doing okay for time, so I think we will do card number 4, which is our Christmas card. So I'm going to get these two out the way a moment. Let's move those out the way. Where's card number 4? There it is. So basically all the little bits and pieces that you've got left over in your kit is what you need for this one. So this one is 2 different products combined. And they are also from this one, from the mini catalogue. So you have got, firstly, the Painted Christmas Suite, which is on page 16, which is really pretty, really lovely. That is where the gorgeous gold holly leaves come from. They are fabulous. There's 30 holly leaves in a pack for £7. And honestly, all you need is sort of 1 or 2 added to a project and it transforms it. It's just so pretty, so pretty. Those of you who regularly kind of follow the Facebook posts and things as well, I posted pictures of some of the cards that I'd made using these lovely papers. And some of the pretty ribbon, the gold, holly leaves and whatnot as well. And this is also the suite that Amber is going to be showcasing for us on Saturday. So if you love this suite, there will be more to see on Saturday. The other element to this Christmas card is obviously the lovely background embossing folder, which is on page 42, and it's called Merry Melody 3D Embossing Folder. I know that some of you are real fans of embossing folders. This might not be one that you've seen before, so yeah, if you're looking for something different, this is absolutely stunning, well, as you can see from your paper. And it embosses just as well on card or papers, specialty papers, vellum, all kinds. Sally's got it. She's got that one. I don't blame you. It's lovely, isn't it? Really lovely. And a really quick way to make a Christmas card. Just shove your card through the embossing folder and you've already got the focal point of your card. It's brilliant. So yeah, Merry Melody embossing folder. It's a 3D embossing folder, so it's really quite distinctive, as you can see. £9.25, so not bad at all. Right, okay, let's get on. Okay, so let's put card up in the corner. And all the little bits. So you should have a piece of, actually there's another bit missing, there we go, that's the other bit. A piece of either gold or, as I've got, copper shimmery cardstock. A bit of very vanilla to stamp on with your sentiment, which will fit inside your shimmery bit of cardstock. Then you've got 2 green holly leaves, a bunch of red berries that are meant to be all stuck together, and 2 gold holly leaves. Okay, so get those bits all out of the way. And you need to start with, let's start with folding and creasing, as we always do. So fold and crease your card base. And then put that to one side, because the next thing that you're going to do is, if you are going to blend your edges of your sheet of music, then now is the time to do it, okay? So I will show you. I'm going to do mine and I'll show you how to do it. So blending brush. You do need some scrap paper underneath, otherwise you will completely ruin your dining room table. I'm using soft suede ink. You can use whatever you like. I'm using soft suede because that is the colour of the cardstock, okay? So taking the head of the blending brush and going round and round on top of the ink pad, getting some ink on the blending brush. And then if you remember from when we did blending before, you start off the page. So you're going to start off the page and work onto the page and then go round the edges. And the reason for that is so you don't get a big blob on the corner of the piece that you're blending before you've even started. So, and you'll probably need, if you're using a similar kind of colour, you'll probably need a couple of coats of this. So I'm just going to turn it right round so that I can stay in the same corner. Start off the page and work onto the page so that you don't get a blob of ink in one corner. I'm going to make my corners a bit darker as well so that they look a bit more, so it looks a bit more kind of faded music look. Old piece of music, that kind of effect. But if you don't want to use blending brushes, or you don't want to blend it, or you haven't got a blending brush or whatever, you don't have to. I have to say they're pretty brilliantly amazing. So if you haven't got a blending brush, I would absolutely urge you to buy a pack. They're £11 something for 3. You can wash them out as well. So, you know, you're not stuck with that ink colour for the rest of your life. Even when I wash it out, you know, quite a lot later on after we've finished tonight, just shoving it under the tap, all that colour will come off. And then I will use a bit of shampoo or conditioner to get the rest out, and dry it overnight, and it's good as gold to go again tomorrow morning. But like I say, you get 3 in a pack, so they're really good. They're so soft and lovely. I think they were based on makeup brushes originally, but yeah, they work fab for craft. Anyway, they're in the annual catalogue, by the way, if you're looking for them. So yeah, once you've blended the edges, it shouldn't come off on your hands if you're using Stampin' Up! Ink. It will adhere to the paper straight away, so you shouldn't have any problems there. Excuse me, before I get a tickle in my throat. Then whether you are blending or whether you're not blending, the next thing to do is to stick it to your card front. So I am just going to go down with some seal again. Oh, I was just going to say, I wonder if it's going to last me till the end. Oh, no, we've still got a bit in there. It still seems to be going at the moment, just about. Wonder if it will last us till the end of the evening. You never know. And again, just like all the other layers that I've given you tonight, you've got a little bit of a border around the edge. So lie your card base out flat so you don't get the bounce back. And then stick it down firmly with that nice border around the edge. Okay. Put that to one side. You can close it up now. Put that to one side. Make sure you've got your, I don't even know what those are called, musical, you know, your treble clef and bass clef and what have you. Make sure they're down the left-hand side, of course, so it looks like a real piece of music. Excuse me. Next thing to do is to stamp your sentiment if you're going to put one on at this stage. I am going to use the Perfectly Plaid stamp set, which is absolutely ancient. I think we've had it for like 3 catalogue runs or something, but it's just lovely. Really, really cute little trees. That's what I like about it most. But it also does have some nice sentiments in there as well. Including a lovely pretty curly Merry Christmas, which is what I've used on my card, so that's why I'm going to use it. I'm going to stamp it, actually. I stamped that one in black, but I'm going to stamp this one in soft suede, I think, so that it matches a bit better. So a bit of tap, 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 not smush, smush, smush. Make sure I've got enough ink on. And if you're putting your sentiment on at this point, don't forget to put it over to one corner so that you've got room to put your holly leaves and everything over the other corner. If you stick it in the middle at this point, you are going to struggle to get your holly leaves on. So put it off to the side so that when you stick your holly leaves on, there's plenty of room over here. Okay. So bit of glue on the back to, in fact, not a bit of glue. I'm going to use some tape on this one. A couple of people have asked me why I've got so many different types of adhesive as well over the last couple of weeks, and this is the reason, this is exactly the reason why I've got lots of adhesive. So I find that glue slides around too much for me to control it on kind of shimmery cardstock. So I always use tape on when I'm sticking something to a shiny surface, because it sticks immediately and I don't have to worry about it moving around and getting glue over everything and then making a mess. I use wet glue, as in this multi-purpose Tombow, when I do want it to slide around and I want to slip it into place, and you'll see that in a moment when we stick the gold holly leaves on, and the green ones as well, actually, because I want to slide things underneath the berries. I'll show you a close-up of that in a minute. And then the other kind of adhesive I use is to give dimension. So the 3D pads. Yep. There we go. So I'm just sticking it on with an even border, top and bottom. Same as we did on the very first card. There's a little bit of overlap, so chop that off. If you've got a little bit of overlap, mine happens to have a bit. So that your sentiment banner is now complete and ready to stick on. You might have a gold sentiment banner. You might have a copper one like I've got. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And then I'm going to stick that across the width of my card, and I'm going to stick this flat down. So again, because I've got a raised shiny surface, I am going to use my tear and tape. One of the things that I'm planning on doing soon, I've got lots of new plans, but one of the things I'm planning on doing is I'm going to start doing adhesive bundles. So you know how you can buy a stamp set plus dies, or a stamp set and a punch or whatever as a bundle. I am going to be starting to sell adhesive bundles. So you'll be able to get a sheet of 3D pads in different sizes, some tape, some glue, all as a bundle. And then you'll have a bit of everything without having to buy every single individual item, you know, kind of the full amount. So the 3D pads, you won't have to buy a full pack of those to get some. So watch this space. Adhesive bundles are coming. Okay, once you have once you've got your glue on the back of your sentiment, line it up with the folded edge of your card, because if there is any overlap, you want to cut it off on the open edge. Now on mine, fortunately, there isn't. But if I'd had any overlap on this edge, it'd be really easy then for me to sort of slice that bit off. Okay, so got my sentiment banner stuck on. So the only bit left to do is stick on my berries and my holly leaves. So I am going to start, you'll probably think I'm a bit mad now. I'm going to start with my berries. Start with the berries, okay? And I'm going to stick 3D pads, the mini dimensionals, the really small ones, on the back of a couple of the berries. Literally just a couple of the berries. I am leaving the berries that are in the middle, I'm leaving those free floating. There is method behind my madness. I'm going to peel off the backing of those, and I am going to stick those kind of in the middle of the remaining space on the card, okay? So I've only put a 3D pad on each end of the ends of the berries. I've not put them under these two middle ones. The reason for that is, if you look at that one, if I can get it close enough, let's just wait for the camera to catch up. You will be able to see, hopefully, that the just put that one on again. There we go. Can you see that better now? Yeah, so that the holly leaves are underneath the berries. They are, the ends of the holly leaves are poked underneath the berries, and the gold ones the same, so that the berries look like they're on top. They're not stuck the other way around. So the holly leaves are not stuck on top of the berries. Also, you should be able to see, hopefully from this bit of close-up as well, that the holly leaves have got a vein down the middle of them. And I have done that literally just using my bone folder. So I'll show you how to do that next. So make sure you've got your holly leaves the right way up, because there is like a smoother side to the card and a less smooth side. And I am literally just going to draw the vein on as if I am drawing with a pencil. Doesn't matter if it's got a bit of a curve on, it doesn't have to be a straight line. This is nature, remember? There we go. So just scored literally like I've drawn it with a pencil, and then I'm just going to fold it a little bit because that score line has now given me the ability to give the holly leaf a bit of dimension to it. So you've now got 3D holly leaves instead of flat holly leaves. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to stick them behind to my card. So this is where, again, the wet glue and using it for that sliding motion really helps. So I'm just putting a blob of wet glue on, literally just on the tip of the holly leaf, and then poking my holly leaf underneath. Got to get it around the right way now. So sliding it underneath my berry and sticking it down. Same on the other green one, and then I will poke my gold ones in as well in the same way. So underneath, that'll do. Stick it down. Same with these gold ones. Just put a bit on the back and slide it underneath. So it looks like it went down first and it grew first. That's what you're looking for, isn't it? To make it look like it grew there first. I'm not sure that these holly leaves, these gold ones, have particularly got a top and a bottom to them, to be truthful. I don't think that really matters. If you're a particularly careful crafter, then you might spend hours turning it around and trying to work out which is the top and which is the bottom. Oh, my glue didn't go in the pot there. But to be honest, I'm not that fussy. There we go. I'm not adding any extra bling to this one because I think the gold from the holly leaves and the little bit of banner of the sentiment background is all you need, personally. So there we go. I don't know if you can see that better. Hopefully you can see those better with the camera. Just wait for, there we go. Just wait for it to catch up a bit. And that's card number 3 done. So that is all of our projects for tonight. So while you're finishing up with your holly leaves, let's have another raffle prize. Andrea, are you back with us yet? If you're back with us, tell me, because I can see the numbers have gone back up again. So if you are here, tell me. Meanwhile, I'm going to pluck out another raffle ticket. 3, 4, 9 this time. If you've got 3, 4, 9, shout now. And Andrea, if you're back with us, can you tell me? I reckon her internet might have dipped out. And she might not be here. But if you've got 3, 4, 9, please tell me, because I want to give you a prize. Me. Oh, Mum, it's you. Brilliant. Right. Would you like penguin papers or pale papaya open weave ribbon? Which would you like? I'll find some tape. Where is the tape? It's here somewhere. I had it just now. Don't know what I've done with it now. Oh, there it is. Papers, fabulous. No problem. Papers are yours, which means the open weave ribbon is, here you are, you've seen me do it, is Andrea's, okay? You're really welcome, Audrey, really welcome. Right, let me turn the camera around and I can tell you what my plans are for the next few sessions. So there we go. Ooh, hello. Hopefully you didn't get too sick with that spinning round there. Anyway, okay. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. Really appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And yeah, hopefully you'll feel kind of inspired to put a bit more bling and a bit of gold on your projects as well. because I just think it adds a bit of richness and vibrancy, really. And hopefully I've shown you as well that you, oh, thank you for all the love hearts. Yeah, you can add gold to pretty much any sweet. It doesn't have to be a sweet that's a Christmas sweet, or papers that are Christmassy papers or anything. Add gold to anything and it just gives that rich and kind of vibrant feel to it. So what have we got coming up? So we've got Christmas Extravaganza all day on Saturday. Whether you are signed up or not, you will be able to see the live Facebooks, which there is one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Those of you who are signed up will also get access to the Zoom as well. If you can't watch live, do not worry. It will all be recorded, and the Facebooks will be live, will remain in the group. You're welcome, Carol. So you can watch those anytime you want. Anybody who's signed up, I'm really hoping I've worked out how to record Zoom, and I will send you the link to the Zoom as well, so that you'll be able to see and kind of follow along everybody chatting and crafting together and stuff, okay? Yeah, so hopefully that's cool. And like I say, I've got some extra helpers on Saturday, so that will be really nice for me. I won't be sitting here chatting to myself. So that is this Saturday. That's it for October then. I am taking bookings now straight away for my November card club. So this one, the monthly card club, that will be open straight away. There'll be an email coming soon with details for that, and that'll be open for a week like normal. It is the last Thursday in November, so I know this one was a week earlier. And that's because it's half term next week, so it's a bit more complicated, and we're going away for a few days. So Card Club will go back to its normal end of the month slot for November. Coffee Club is already done and dusted for November. People have already signed up, and just behind me over there, the packs are all ready to go. I just need to do the instruction sheet for people who have the instructions posted to them before I actually put them in the post. So that is my job for kind of at the end of the weekend and next week. So that's Coffee Club for November and Card Club for November. In December, we're having a change, because obviously we're not going to have a card club the last Thursday in December, because I'm quite sure everybody will be way too busy by then. So we are going to have a coffee club. That will be a 7 o'clock only coffee club. I will send out more details about this. So December's coffee club will be a 7 o'clock only coffee club, and it will be the first Thursday in December. I think it's the 2nd, I want to say, something like that. And then we will then have, instead of our monthly card club, we're going to have a mystery stamping evening. I've never done this before, but I've been to them before, and they are so much fun. So if you remember last year, we did lots of little mini makes, because we were all in lockdown and we were all dead fed up. And so we did lots of little mini makes where you used product from your own stash. This is going to be the same, only it's not going to be a mini make. It's going to be a mystery stamping evening. Okay, so we are all going to make along together at the same time, and we will all use the same measurements and the same sizes of punches or die cuts or whatever, but I am quite sure that we will produce something entirely different from each other come the end, so we'll be able to share what's going on. So there will be full instructions coming out for that, so do not panic. No preparation is needed at this point. Just mark it in your diary. I think it's the 9th, which is the day we're going Christmas shopping, Mum, so we will need to be back in time for that. But yeah, so that will be instead of monthly card club in December, and that will be it for December. I have started, I know several of you have asked me about my retired products, because normally by now I've already done a buy one, get one free sale. I have been updating lots of my kind of tech stuff that I use within my business. and I am in the process of setting up a shop for my bog off sale, so that I can email out the link to all of you who are on my my mailing list, and you will get first access before it goes live on the Facebook page, so that you will get to choose things from my bog off buy one get one free sale before anybody else does. So I'm working on it. It's just taking a bit of time to you know, have to photograph everything and load it all up to the site and everything. So I'm working on it. Then come January, and I know this is a lot to take in, but in January, we will go back to our normal format. So December's just a bit different, but January will be normal format, where we've got coffee club and monthly card club. But I also would like your views and your thoughts on whether, if things have stabilised in the C word arena by then, if people who are local would also, so on top of those online things, so if you live away from me, you won't miss out on what we've already got going on. I'm thinking of adding in an in-person, face-to-face workshop on top of what I'm doing in January, to test the waters and see how we're getting on and see if people like it. And yeah, so for people who've, you know, who want to come back to face-to-face classes, I'm thinking about possibly adding that in as, oh, Sally's saying yay, oh good, oh well that's good then. So those of you who are more local to me, we could all stamp together. There will be COVID secure restrictions to that. So things like, for example, you know, I would, people who, we would like everybody to be jabbed if they possibly can be. And that's for the protection of my family, as well as for your protection. If people are coming, then we will ask people to lateral flow before they come, so that we've got the greatest possibility that people have not got the virus when they come. Obviously, we don't want anybody coming who's got any kind of cold, cough, flu symptoms whatsoever. I will send you a pack if you sign up to it, and then you're not able to make it. So obviously we won't have anybody who's exhibiting any kind of symptoms, whether they be cough, cold, upset stomach, anything else. You can stay at home. But I just want to gauge the kind of people's interest, really. You know, are people ready to try something face-to-face? If you are, that's great. And let me know what you think. Let me know whether you know, what kind of restrictions you'd like to see in place. What kind of things would you like everybody to be adhering to? Obviously, there'll be hand sanitizer. We will have a, you know, airy space to craft in, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just really welcome your views. I don't want to, and I don't intend to stop doing online classes like this. This will continue because you're all enjoying it and I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to carry on with all this online stuff, but I just wanted to offer the opportunity to add in a in-person face-to-face where we can all get round, not exactly the same table, but you know what I mean, be in the same space and craft together, if people feel that they're ready for that. So let me know your thoughts and I'll see what I can do. That's all I can say. Okay. Also in January, hopefully lots of exciting social media developments coming as well, because I'm having a new website designed at the moment, and that will translate across all my media, hopefully. So yeah, so lots of exciting things come the new year, hopefully too. Anyway, I've talked plenty enough, so you'll get some emails with all these bits and pieces of information on, obviously, as well. But in the meantime, if you want to let me know what you think, email me. Just tell me what you think. That'd be great. Please post photos of your projects. I will stick a post on now so that you can add your photos underneath in the comments. That'd be great. And we'll do a raffle on Sunday night for orders and for posts as well. Anybody who wants to place an order using the October host code, if you're placing one online, and those of you who already have, thank you very much. you will be getting an extra little thank you gift from me that more than covers your postage. I'm going to be closing that October host code on Sunday after we've done the raffles and stuff and after the Christmas workshop, because I'm away next week, so I don't want to have to worry about stamping up stuff next week. So yeah, so you've got till Sunday to place any orders of products that you want to. Okay, all right then. See you all on Sunday night, hopefully, and I'll see lots of you hopefully on Saturday.